about the business aspect from a gentleman named Eric Azari, who I'm really thrilled to present. He is my twin. We're born the same day, the same year. And he's going to be sharing, his background is in accounting and finance. So when you have somebody up here that's doing Max talking about the business and they have a well-versed history on business, you know that there's something to this. So take a good look. He's also a soccer coach, and can we have a warm welcome for Mr. Eric Azari, please?
Okay, so as you've heard, my name is Eric Azari, and I share, common traits with Jasmine. We're born on the same day, same month, same year, and last year, June, we both turned 60. Anyway, so I'm here to talk about the business, but before then, I would like to share my, story. My wife and I came into Max a little over 4 years ago through our direct sponsors, Mr. Paul and Mary Hasford, who are here this evening. And they came to Max through May Hughes. You heard her story just earlier. We did not see May when she was in her condition, but afterwards, when we saw how she had regained her energy, her zeal, and her zest, we knew that this was a no-brainer, so we came into the business. When we came into the business, about 3 weeks later, my wife had a product experience. I mean, she was going through some issues. Sometimes she couldn't sleep at night. She was just doing this. But going on the product, within 3 weeks, she had stopped doing this. And, she was really feeling good. I did not have my product experience till 3 months later. And that was exactly February 2nd, 2015. That day, the GTA had a snowstorm, about 20 to 25 centimeters of snow. And it took me about 2.5 to 3 hours to shovel without taking a break. Then I knew that this product was real. And also, as a certified soccer referee, when you're on the soccer field and you're running after 18-year-old boys, you need all the help that you can get. And ATP and Cellgevity is my go-to products. Okay, so let's talk about Max as a business. And for a moment, let's imagine our future. There's your future, you and your spouse, sitting on the beach without a care in the world. And remember, with Max, you can do this business anywhere you go. You can even do this on the beach. Or you've always dreamt about having plastic surgery, but you didn't know how to do it. But when you are with Max and you've attained financial independence, it is possible. Get all your credit cards, lay it on the tray, put it in the oven, turn it to 350 degrees, and watch the plastic slowly melt before your eyes. Or you've always dreamt about your future home, your dream home, your dream house. A house that has about 12 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms, and a 24-car garage. It's all possible with Max. Or look at this lady shopping without a cash. She can buy anything that she wants. It's all possible. Or you've always wanted to give to your favorite charity, but you did not know how and how you could afford it. But with Max, you can do it. Or you want to be a stay-at-home mom, taking your kids to the bus stop every morning, watching them take the bus, and then in the afternoon, you are there to meet them. It's all possible with Max. So this time, I'd like us to watch a very short video called The Age of the New Entrepreneur.
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades about the workplace being the secure place to work the rest of your life.
For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, they may have to cut you. There's something wrong that on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%.
Technology is accelerating, job security is declining. It just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be.
Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way.
We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it? Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way.
The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced, unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans. Industrial age is over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
Well, this is reality. The workforce, as we used to know it so many years ago, is not what it used to be. It is now. I mean, we've all heard a story about GM, right? Closing their plant in North Shore come the end of this year. There's nothing like job security anymore. So in Max, the products that we have is also part of the global industry. So with the global weight loss industry, which is a $586 billion, we had about our MetaSwitch and our Bieber. And then the global skincare industry, $115 billion industry. And then the global nutraceutical industry, $117 billion. We have our Max GXL, Max One, and Celgevity. And then the global energy drink industry, which is almost a $50 billion industry. We have Max ATP and Max Infuse. We're also part of the global networking marketing industry. And if you look at this chart, see, the global music industry in 2013 had revenues of $15 billion, and then the NFL had $9 billion. But look at the global network marketing, $180 billion. It grew from about, 10 billion to about 180 billion. That is a phenomenal growth. Jim Rohn, who is America's business philosopher and who was a mentor to people like John Maxwell, Tony Robinson, thank you, and so many others, once said that network marketing is the big wave of the future. It's taking the place of franchising, which now requires too much capital for the average person. And this is very, very true, because if you want to start a McDonald's or a Tim Hortons franchise, you need anywhere from $1 million to about $5 million of non-borrowed personal resources. It means that you cannot go to the bank and ask them for this money. So by a show of hands, how many of us have about $3 million to about $5 million sitting in our handbags or our purses or under a mattress, and it's burning a deep, deep hole? Wow. You have it, Bob? Okay, I'll come and see you after that. Because I'm sure you are my long-lost brother. I've been looking for you all these years, man. Look no more. I found you. Okay, so Max, our business strategy is very, very simple. The main goal is to help you make money immediately. And the plan pays you as you start your business through customer income, as you grow your business through bridge income, and as you mature your business through residual income. So how do we make money? How do we qualify for commissions? Purchasing any minimum of 2 or more products will qualify you for commissions. And every product has something called PV, personal volume. So that, let's say, a bottle of Celgevity is, if it's 1 CV in Canada, it's also 1 CV in US, because we're open in 16 countries, it has to be uniform. So let's say you've talked to somebody, and the person said, you know what, I like the product, but I really don't want to be an associate. I want to be a customer. That is fine. So every time this person orders a product from Max, Max will pay you 25% of the value of the product. So a bottle of Celgevity is $65 US, so 25% of $65 US is $16.25. You may be thinking that $16.25 is not a lot. Don't forget it's in US dollars, and with our great Canadian exchange rate, you're looking anywhere from 30 to about 50 Canadian, right? And what can you do with that? You can do a lot. You can take your lovely wife on a hot, sizzling, steaming date to Tim Hortons. Then you can have a hot chocolate or hot double-double. Some of you are thinking otherwise. Or if you really, really want to impress your wife and let her know that, yes, you are the best husband in this world, you can always upgrade to Starbucks and you will still have some change left over. Let's look at the other one, Fast Start bonus. So a Fast Start bonus, you have enrolled an associate. And depending upon the package that the person comes in, personal pack, Max will pay you anywhere from $25 to $50. Momentum pack, $75. And a premier pack, $150. So these are the two ways. It's not, well, this is the second way. It is not either or, it is and. You can have your preferred customers, you can have your associates as well. And then prime bonus income. To enable you to qualify for this prime bonus income, you need 500 CV coming from your first generation tree. That is the people that you have enrolled. And so let's say, sorry, what's your name? Is it David? Anthony. Anthony, okay. So let's say this is Anthony, and Anthony goes out and signs 3 people. So for the sake of this illustration, I'll call the 3 people Alex, Beatrice, and then Charles, okay? And they are all doing their 2 products, 100 CV, 100 CV, 100 CV. That is 300 CV. But to enable you to qualify for this bonus, you need 500 CV. There is a shortfall of 200 CV, and this 200 CV can be made up of the customer purchases of these 3 associates, or Anthony can go out and sign 2 more associates to bring it to 500 CV. So when Anthony is at 500 CV, he will receive up to $75 US. Okay, and that is level 1. So now, Anthony and his 3 associates, Alex, Betty, and Charles. If Anthony helps these 3 associates to also get to level 1, Anthony will now be at level 2. And at level 2, he gets $375. That's $375 level 1, and then $300 level 2. And again, if this process is repeated 3rd time, Anthony will be at level 3, and his associates will be at level 2. So, and up when you get to level 3, Max will pay you up to $1,500, $75, $300, and $1,125. Let this sink in, $1,500. And so, for example, if you are in this business, let's say you're doing it as a husband and wife, as most people are doing, this $1,500, I always like to call shopping money. This is for the ladies. Guys, this is non-negotiable. It is for them. Let them spend it as they wish. So for example, for 1 month, just tell her, honey, it's for you. Go and buy all the shoes that you want. $1,500, go and buy all the shoes that you want, okay? She goes, and then the 2nd month, another $1,500. Okay, this time, honey, go and buy all the handbags you want to match the shoes that you bought. And the 3rd month, guess what? What's she going to buy? Dresses to match the handbags and then the shoes. This is non-negotiable. So, guys, there you go. And then we also have the binary team bonus income. Okay. So let's say these are the 5 associates that you've enrolled, one on the left, one on the right. In Max, we build a left sales team and a right sales team. Bronze associate, you'll be paid anywhere from $200 to $500. Silver, $500 to $1,500. All the way to a crown diamond, $32,500 to $40,000. And again, this is in US. $40,000, let that sink in US dollars. And let's get back to our great Canadian exchange rate. $40,000 with our exchange rate, we are looking at maybe 1.1 to about 1.5 million Canadian dollars. You can do a lot with that. Even if you want to build an Olympic-sized swimming pool in the middle of your bedroom because you are somebody who likes to take a swim at night, go ahead and do it. It's all yours. And Diamond said in Max, Diamond is where most of us aspire to be because at Diamond level, you can fire your boss and do this full time. And diamond is also when you get all the perks and treats like going on diamond trips and so many other good incentives. So how do we get started? We get started by paying our $49 distribution rights, and which gives us the right to conduct business in all the 16 countries that Max is open in. I mean, look at what you get: customer service, research and technology, all the way to human resources. And I'm sure that if you were to cost each and every one of them individually, there'll be more than $49, right? And again, the products. So we can come in with the premium pack, which is $999, and most of us who came in Max came in with a premium pack because it gives you a lot of products to sample and also to use as well. And then we have the momentum pack, $495, and then the personal pack, $250. So when you come to Max, you are not alone. Max is here to support you. And we are established in multiple international markets, and there are more markets coming on board. In our first 8 years of existence, Max made over $500 million in sales, and over half of that was paid in commissions. So the person who invited you here has given you a gift, and what you choose to do with this gift is really up to you. There are 3 key requirements that you need. Dream big. Do not let anyone put a damper on your dreams. I mean, some will come to you and saying, you know what, I mean, you're not going to make it, it's a scam, and you're not going to be successful. Don't listen to them. Turn their negatives into a positive. And one of my favorite stories, which I like to share, is something I heard about years ago. And this is a story about a group of frogs who were traveling from one point to another, let's say from Toronto to Montreal. And during the way, about 3 frogs fell into a very, very deep hole. And the other frogs, being very good friends, they waited for their friends to come out. But after a while, they were not coming out. So instead of encouraging them, they started, shouting at them, "Give up! You're not going to make it. You're going to die." It continued for a while. So after a while, about 2 of the frogs died, and then they were left with 1 frog. And the louder they shouted, the harder this frog tried. The louder they shouted, the harder he tried. Finally, he came out, and this lone frog was hauled before a special committee. They wanted to know why he was trying so hard when they were, saying that he could not make it. He said, "Guys, I'm very sorry. I'm hard of hearing. I thought you were telling me, we believe in you. Go for it. You can make it." So turn the negatives into positives. Don't let what others say affect you. Move on. You must be willing to work. It is a lot of work. It is called network marketing. It is not come and sit on your behind marketing. You got to put in the hard work. Be willing to learn and unlearn. Be coachable. That is all we ask of you. Be coachable, and you will learn so many things. Steve Branson once said that if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you cannot do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. Nowadays, with Google and YouTube, there's no excuse whatsoever for not wanting to learn new things. You can do it. Your life today is the result of your attitude and decisions of the past. Your life tomorrow will be the result of the decisions you're going to make today. No one can go back and make a brand new beginning, but we can start today and have a fresh new ending. Life is a decision. Seize your opportunity. Even to decide not to decide is still a decision. One dream. It all started with the dream of Dr. Nagasawa and his years trying to find ribosine. The vision of our founder, Steve and Shannon Scott. One team, we are all one team, whether we are in Canada, US, New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, wherever, we are all one team. And we all have one mission: to make our products known to the whole world. So at this time, I'm going to call up 2 people to come and share their why marks: Anne Bushell and Kelly Ronson.
So my name is Kelly Ronson, and a bit of my background, I was worked in the corporate sector for 30 years. I've been in the network marketing industry. I've been self-employed, been incorporated. So anybody had one of those business models, working full-time? So what happened is that I truly believe that the network marketing industry is the best industry in the world at this point in time, but with the right company. So, why is that? That's because you can make unlimited income. You're not limited to a salary, that you're capped. And I'm experiencing that now as platinums. I mean, I'm making more now than I ever did in the corporate sector, 30 years working for many, many hours. You can do business anywhere in the world, from your phone, from your computer. So it's at your fingertips. The tax breaks that you can get, is incredible for having a home-based business. And, travel incentives. Max has incredible travel incentives. Next year, going to the Mediterranean. We just came off of a Caribbean cruise that was unbelievable. All expenses paid, to travel, the airlines, the hotel, the next diamond retreat in South Africa, Peru. I mean, if you want to see the world, you can do that with Max International. And the best part about it is that we're aligned with great, positive people that are really looking for a life of abundance. And they're willing to work hard for it. So who's new here today? Highly recommend you show up tomorrow and you really learn how you can achieve your dream life. And for all of those that have been in this business before, show up tomorrow, bring your A game, learn how you can get to your next pin rank. And Max is going to a whole new level in 2019, and you are going to want to be part of this growth. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Kelly. Hi, everybody. My name's Anne Bushell. I'm from right here in Toronto. It's great to see you all here tonight. And you're here at the right time and the right place. I actually came to Max International 10 years ago, and I've been in the profession of network marketing for the last 20 years with just one former company. That company was a great company, and had great products, but they didn't have the pay plan that was going to take me where I wanted to go. And when I was introduced to Max, I had actually just been laid off from my day job because the company went into liquidation. And at the age I was, I didn't want to be out pounding the pavement looking for another job. So when Max was presented to me, I took a very quick look, did my research, and I hopped on board. And I have to tell you, without any shadow of a doubt, it was the best decision I ever made, bar none. Absolutely the best decision. It's been an exciting ride so far, and I have an amazing team who are all going places, doing really well, loving what they're doing, sharing the product. You've heard about the product tonight. The product is unique. It's amazing. Our scientist is phenomenal. And our business plan is fair and ethical. And so there were two reasons why I came to Max. Basically, because of glutathione, I knew about glutathione, and I knew everybody walking this planet needed raised levels of glutathione. So that has got to be a winner, right? But the other aspect was the pay plan. It was fair and ethical to the part-time person. And that's what was of interest to me. Because in my previous company, with the team that I developed, very, very few of them were earning income. And there just wasn't anything in the pay plan that allowed them to earn income quickly. Tonight, Eric showed us beautifully how, by getting to level 1, a person can earn income if they work hard in their first month, if they so choose to, and if they're coachable and you support them. So if you're here tonight as a guest, take a close look, consider partnering with us because we would love to have you. As Kelly just said, we're in for the ride of our life. This year is the year for Max. We are really going to go to the top. Thank you.
So at this time, I'm going to call our diamonds, our double diamonds, Mike and Lynn LeBron. And our crown diamonds, Chris and Tammy Jingra.
I'm going to start from the beginning, where I first introduced to Max. This is the reason why Mike and I actually started working Max. And I'll tell you what my story is. I was born with a rare skin disorder that affects my circulation, but also my vascular system. My health was perfectly fine until I hit my teenage years. I used to be a figure skater during the winter months, and I used to be a track and field athlete during the summer months. And so around 15 years old, I started losing the feeling in my legs. Told my parents, and they brought me to a specialist, and I says, well, because I'm the only one living with this condition, my history is in medical books. After reviewing my journal, they says, you know, we really don't know what we can do for you. I says, from what we can understand what your history is and what's starting to happen to you already, we suggest not to have any children. And by the age of 50, you're more likely going to be in a wheelchair. Nice news to get at 15. I met Mike at 15. The love of my life, my best friend. We got married at 19, and well, I was 19, he was 21, and I told him what the doctor said. I says, Mike, I don't want to be 50 and realize, what if I could have had children if we don't try? So I was willing to sacrifice and see what would happen. Of course, we ended up having 5, but we did lose 2, and at this point, back to the doctors I went because I wasn't supposed to have any. So this time he says, we still can't do anything for you, but from what your legs have gone through, what they look, I said the only thing we can do to help you improve is do saline injections. Most ladies knows what this is, right? So my routine was to get 30 to 60 injections once a week. And my routine was to have 3 months injections, then I get 3 months break. That went on for 7 years prior to when Mike came home with GXL. A few days after, I told Mike, hey, what is in this stuff? I think I'm high. But the high for me is what you all take for granted. You guys all take for granted how easy you take one step in front of the other. For me, I had to, even now, see, I'm almost tripping on my feet. I have to swing my legs across. Being an athlete, that was the hardest thing for me to do. And so as the weeks progressed, I started walking. Well, first of all, I couldn't walk 85 feet to the end of my driveway to get the mail out of my mailbox. So as the weeks progressed, I started walking to my neighbor's driveway, and then further down, and now I walk anywhere between 2 to 7 kilometers every morning. So it's not cured what I have, but it's given me a better quality of life where I could have been. My next birthday next week, I'm going to be 50. Woo! You see the wheelchair any close near me? Not happening. But the other thing is, a few weeks ago, I had a fall, and I cracked my tailbone. And I know today I wouldn't be standing here, even though if I hadn't been for the products. Now, I'm not supposed to say this probably, but I took 2 Max 1s every 3 hours for 3 weeks. And no signs of cracked bone in my tailbone. So my point is, you've heard the stories today, you've heard the testimonials today. This is why we all do Max. Not only for the business side where financial stability is available, but also because we're changing people's lives globally. But first, we must start in your own backyard locally, and eventually it will expand globally. And you know, if Mike hadn't brought that home, I wouldn't be standing here today. And many of you may not, because we wouldn't have expanded or shared the opportunity with many people. This is still hard. So we're very passionate about sharing this opportunity, and don't pass the opportunity by sharing whoever's standing within 3 feet of you. Because you never know if someone like me, just by looking at me, you don't know what I'm going through and the pain that I go through and what my insides is going through. but you don't know who else is going through something similar to what I'm going through. So don't pass up the opportunity to share, not only the opportunity, but to share the product. Thank you.
I should have went first because I don't like following her, that's for sure. All right? Well, this is easy. 11 years ago, I got a phone call. First of all, my wife and I, we're not networkers. What we are is we're franchise owners. And we had the largest franchise for Carlton Card greeting cards. And we ran that store for 13 years. And a lot of people, you know, when you run a business 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, how many people agree you don't have a whole lot of friends? But here's what I did have. When I did quit that business, we had 7,000 people that came in our store every single day. When I heard about this business, when we sold our business, we took 5 years off. 5 years, not 5 weeks, 5 years. We traveled the world. I would give it all back to start over again because it's kind of fun, 5 years. But after 5 years, we knew we had to do something else because I was only 40 years old. And we were about to buy a Dairy Queen. And one of my good friends who started one of the first Interac machines in Ottawa called me and says, Mike, I've been on this product 2 months, changed my life. The guy I bought it from, the phone number's no good. Can you get some from me? So he wasn't even trying to recruit me. He just wanted to buy the product. Now you gotta realize 11 years ago, the internet was there, but kind of there. Would you agree? I didn't even have internet in my house. How many people think they could live without the internet at their house? It ain't gonna happen, okay? She looked online, I called, the owner answered, the owner. And I said, how do I get some product? He says, there's a guy in Ottawa. My wife, I went, she said, by the way, I went out the door, she says, don't sign anything. No, right? Just get the product. She said the story. But understand this, the difference between a Dairy Queen franchise that we were gonna buy, which was $1.2 million, and this, which was $49, 12 years ago. But here's a promise. We would never be making the money at a Dairy Queen that we are making today. And I'm making a statement here because if you've got a work ethic and you've got a desire, I don't want to mislead anybody, but this is, you have a chance to do whatever you want, as much money as you want, but you've got to take out your work ethic. If you want to have a raise at your job, you can look at yourself in the morning in the mirror and you say, I got to go see my boss. Can I have a raise? You can say no. But tomorrow morning, if we want a raise, if Chabo wants a raise, if Bob wants to look in the mirror, I want a raise. What do you have to do? Do more work with Max. How many people think that you can have whatever you want here? The only reason you cannot have what you want is if you quit. I can tell you, when I talk to somebody, they know that I'm no quitter. I know, we know, the people that are leaders in this room. Max is going to be a billion-dollar company. Question is, do you want to be part of that billion? Yes or no? The train's passing.
And what we want to share with you here is, Tammy's going to share a little bit of her story, but Tammy and I have seen firsthand what this company has done for people. We got incredible products, folks. But there is also a very serious disease that is called pocketitis. Pocketitis is called empty pockets, right? No money. And that's a common problem all over the world. Just this past weekend, we have seen a celebration in Ghana. And it started with 17 people 4 years ago. There were 4,000 at that event. And some of you are probably watching through the hourglass of Facebook. Have you seen how they dress? Have you seen their cars, watches? You don't know, but their investments, they got money in the bank. They're teaching their children how to invest and handle money. And this is happening all over the world, folks, wherever Max International is. And we want to make sure that you here in Canada get a piece of that, because it is growing. With or without any of us, it is growing, and it is growing fast. Why? Because of the products and because of the compensation the company provides to people like us, the consumers, to tell other consumers. And it's absolutely fantastic what this can do for you. So I'm going to get my wife to share a little bit of how we started with this.
So 12 years ago, first of all, does anybody here love the cold weather? Have you ever wished that you could have a second home in the tropics wherever you wanted, and just to come and go whenever you feel like it? Well, that was a dream for Chris and I years ago. The problem was we were so much in debt, like up to our eyeballs, when Max came into our lives 12 years ago. And today, because of Max and the people around that have come together and worked together, we're actually living that dream of coming back and forth whenever we feel like it. And we're helping people around the world to do the same thing. So how many of you are looking for something more? Anybody want more? Yeah. And you know, the truth is, we're just average people, seriously. We caught on the vision of this company like everybody else who caught the vision, and we went to work, and our lives has literally transformed. So if it can happen for us, it can certainly happen for anybody in this room who really want a better life.
First of all, thank you for everyone for coming tonight. It's cold outside. Everyone I've talked to tonight says, sorry about the cold. Well, I came from cold into more cold, so no need to apologize. But it is cold outside, which is a testament to each one of you for making the sacrifice to be here. This is a banner evening, I think, for all of us to bring the two largest groups and teams together in Canada, all as one, looking forward to tomorrow, to a fabulous day. But for those of you who are guests here tonight, I hope you learned something that might have been interesting to you. If it is, we invite you to learn more to the person who invited you. Go to them and ask to learn more. We invite you to come with us and spend the day tomorrow if your schedule allows. We will make room if you decide to come back. We have some special promotions tonight that we only offer at events like this that are going to be available at the front table where you registered when you got here, that gives you an enormous value for the products that we offer that you've heard so much about tonight. Some of the deepest discounts that are available will be available on literally all of the products that you've heard about, in addition to your ability to get started in the business if you've made that decision. If you haven't, we welcome you to consider it, contemplate it, learn more about it, take your time, but we hope that something within you has stimulated an interest tonight that makes you perhaps be part of our company. Let me explain something very briefly, which many of you who've heard me before have heard me explain. When Max started 12 years ago, it had a choice as to how it was going to distribute these marvelous products to the world. The internet was just coming about. Infomercials, which is where one of our founders made lots and lots of his money, so TV commercials were an option. Going to the pharmacy and putting these products on the shelf and competing with other products in a similar category were an option. But instead, the decision was made to entrust the entire future of the company to you. Our company does three things. We provide what we believe are the best products in the world. We fulfill orders on those products and make sure you get them in a timely and cost-efficient manner. And number three, we pay you for sharing those products and building a business. Never in the history of this company in 12 years has Max sold a product directly to someone without you in the middle of it making a commission. That's the commitment that Max made 12 years ago to the associates, is you will be the only method by which anyone in the world can access these products. And so you won't find it on the internet, and if you do, I would recommend you don't buy it because it's someone trying to peddle old product or false product. The only way to get our product is through a distributor, an associate of Max, okay? So every time one of those products is sold, someone in the Max associate downline gets paid. You share those products, you make money off of it. And I hope that no one's ashamed of that. There's an adage that I hear in this industry all the time. Who's gone and seen a movie they really liked recently? Anybody here? I saw Green Book not too long ago. I don't know if you've seen it, but wow, was that a powerful movie. And I've been telling everybody, look at me tonight. I think we've got 138 people. I just told you about Green Book. How many pennies am I going to make off sharing that? None. But if you tell someone about your testimonial and your belief in Max products and they buy it, they go take that product, you're going to get paid. That is a powerful model that will remain for years. Now, the last thing I want to say is I challenge you to go out and find any other company with our type of product, with the history that we have, that's been able to sustain, not only sustain, but grow over a 12-year period of time and thrive in the network marketing industry. And as Mike and Chris and Lynn and Tammy have just described, we are only at the beginning. The globalness of this company has only begun. We are now on continent after continent after continent. And the reason we are is because of the people like you in this room. Your networks, your willingness to share, your willingness to talk, to tell your story, to invite people to this business. We hope that you've learned something tonight. As part of Max Corporate, I thank you for sacrificing your time on a cold Friday winter night here in Toronto, Canada. But I hope that there's a warmth that you feel that comes from Max, from everyone who's involved in Max at this room, and we would welcome and honor the opportunity for you to be a part of us. Thank you for coming.